food for thought. Anytime I have a chance to speak, I count it an unbelievable privilege and blessing. I thank God for every opportunity I get to perhaps share something that can be of help to somebody else, whether it's an encouraging word, something that can inspire you to move forward in your own journey, something that may even challenge you to think about things differently as you approach your own individual life's race. Because we all have different races to run, but there are certain universal principles that give us a chance to run a race well. And that's kind of the direction I want to go in tonight before we open it up to questions and answers. I thought about talking about the difference between champion and winner, but I think it's more important to talk about a few key principles that I found to be universal in terms of people having a chance to get the most out of their God-given abilities and opportunities. Basketball has been and continues to be a significant part of my life. I can't deny that. As a matter of fact, through basketball, I gained an opportunity to get a college education. My basketball playing ability gave me the chance to earn a college scholarship to play basketball here at Ohio State. Through basketball, as a professional player with the Indiana Pacers for the short time that I played, I had a chance to establish a pretty good financial foundation for me and my family, to enjoy a certain lifestyle that's not super wealthy but comfortable. It allows me to meet all of our family's needs and to have a portion left to give over to help other folks. And to me, that's tremendous wealth. It doesn't have to be the most, but if you can meet your needs and take care of your family responsibilities, and then you have something left over to give, to bless others, to help others along their way, then I think that's success in a very powerful way. And that's where we are as a family. But basketball has helped me gain that. So I don't ever discount the importance of what basketball has been able to do for me. Early on, as I developed as a basketball player, the fact that you had to be a good student in order to be eligible motivated me to want to excel in the classroom. My love of the game of basketball created in me a real drive to want to do well in the classroom. Not to mention that my dad, who's 6'4" and was a policeman for 40 years, was going to make sure my grades were in order. And my mom was on my back all the time about being excellent in the classroom as well. But those things combined helped me achieve as a student and take pride in trying to achieve as a student. And I would encourage all of us. Some here are students. Some have been students. But we all need to be in the habit of being lifelong learners. Okay, if there's one point that you want to write down or register, that's one. To be a lifelong learner. We have to be about the business of always expanding our minds and our horizons. Be a lifelong learner. Because when we stop learning, we stop growing. When we stop growing, we stop being productive and fruitful. Whether it's as students, whether it's as athletes, whether it's as professionals, whether it's as husbands, siblings, if we stop growing, we stop producing in a fruitful manner. So it's important that we always be lifelong learners. A couple of other points, and then I want to just kind of throw it out to things that you might want to throw at me, things you might want to discuss in the time that we have. I'm a guy whose foundation in life is based on my personal relationship with God through faith in Christ. That is the foundation and the driving force of who I am and who I hope to be in everything that I do. As a husband, as a father, as a broadcaster, as a person in our community, to be a man that reflects God's goodness and grace and mercy in how He approaches things. And I don't stand before you as someone that's perfect. Heaven knows there's nobody in here that's perfect. We all stumble and fall. But the idea of striving for the best that we have within us is what God desires and most pleases Him. And that's what drives me, to seek to be a man of faith, a man of consistent striving towards excellence. And there's some principles that I've learned over the years that have been taught to me, that have been exampled and modeled for me, that really kind of reflect the whole idea of foundationing our lives on principles that can have impact and import no matter where we are in our life's race. And I'm going to paraphrase one of my favorite Bible verses in the book of Peter. And it simply highlights a number of characteristics that we should all be striving to have. And to paraphrase this is basically Peter is talking to the church at that particular time and speaking about how God has made it possible for us to have. He's given us what we need for godliness and productive lives. But in order for that to be realized in our lives, we have to first have faith. To faith, we have to have knowledge. To knowledge, we need to add goodness. To goodness, we need self-control. To self-control, we need perseverance. To perseverance must be added godliness. To godliness must be added brotherly kindness. And to brotherly kindness must be added love. For if we possess these qualities in increasing measure, in other words, there's no limit to how much of these qualities God is going to pour out in our lives as we seek to follow His steps and get the most out of ourselves. But those are universal faith. And faith for me starts with my relationship with God through Christ. But faith also means faith in those that are around you to provide you with instruction, wisdom, and counsel to help you be the best you can be. In the world of athletics, coaches, teammates. Teams don't reach their full potential. Individual players don't reach their full potential if there's not a level of faith and confidence, one in your own ability, but also there has to be confidence in your coaching staff and your teammates. It took Michael Jordan 7 years to win his first NBA title. And he was the best player in the game for the 6 years before that. But it wasn't until there was a level of confidence and faith in his coaching staff and a level of confidence and faith in his teammates that they began to win championships. And that's not always the truest measure of success or greatness, but in the world of athletics, winning is a big part of it. But again, faith is a major issue there.